Why do people call me a misogynist when I point out that, according to a UK survey, 42% of 5,000 women said they would secretly skip the pill in order to get pregnant against their partner's wishes? Because, first of all, feminists, and society as a whole, at least in the West, constantly say that women's voices matter. But the moment I point out something that women themselves admitted, I get called a woman hater simply because the message doesn't align with what feminists want women to think. Sorry, but you cannot have it both ways. I am also often accused of portraying women in a negative, stereotypical way on purpose, but that is not true either. If I were doing that, I would say that 100% of women admitted to secretly skipping the pill. But I don't say that, I simply state the facts. I also find it interesting that I am still accused of living in a patriarchy. Because if your first thought, after hearing that data from the survey, is that it portrays women in a bad light, then how can we claim that we live in a society that always looks out for men's best interests? Only about 1 out of 10 people responds to me by expressing sympathy for how men are affected, how their lives can be completely ruined by the irresponsible decisions some women make in an attempt to save a relationship or trap a man because of his money. Even if he leaves, he is often shamed as a deadbeat dad and forced to pay child support, while women have safe haven laws, the right to abortion, and can also put an unwanted child up for adoption without notifying the father if she isn't married to him. None of that is patriarchy. So can we please stay factual? I think the least we can do is warn men. That is my main motivation for pointing out this survey. I am using information that women themselves admitted. Why shouldn't I use it? Why shouldn't I use information that women voluntarily gave us? As I said before, women's voices matter. And if this results in men being more careful, isn't that a good thing? The hate and skepticism I receive for pointing out this survey only shows me that we live in a society where it is normalized, and even expected, that men remain providers and are effectively forced to grow up by having children imposed on them. How is that compatible with the mainstream narrative that women should be free from traditional gender roles while men are still pushed into them? How is this a patriarchy? Can someone explain?